All right. Go to it. All righty, y'all. Peaceful greetings to you all. Peaceful greetings, Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here in Morocco at northwest of Maxim. How are you today? Happy holy degree to you all. Namaste. It is an awesome, right, Venus degree. Especially, here. It wasn't as cloudy earlier. It's a little hazy-ish looking outside. Looks like some natural clouds are in the sky from the clouds that I used to see when I was, younger, so to speak, or, adolescent. Let me say it like that, maybe. When I was not as much of a grown son, so to speak, right? A growing son. So with that being said, guys, I'd like to welcome you to Impromptu Improv, right? Okay, so we're getting started now around this time for good reason, all righty? Honestly, because I want to make sure this is prime. I'm going to share a little astrology. I'm going to do a little AstroCivics, right? I know there was one point in time I was going over the Veritas with you guys and just bringing it back up and going over some of these celestial plates. And we are circulating them, within the astrology firm. I and my brothers. So we're, posting them to our different social media platforms for you guys, enjoyment, so to speak, as well as, more than that. I mean, we make it enjoyable. However, we already know that the foundation is so that you are well informed and aware pertaining to astroliteracy. All right. So with that being said, we are going to get right into this chart, right? So let me just bring it right up. But how are you guys? You've had a great Venus day, Iloa Ana Il. You're doing awesome, right? I know I am, right? I'm very excited because also today we're having at about 1540 Eastern. That is 3:40 post meridian Eastern. We have Senior Jackson Bey coming in, and he is going to give a brief Astrología lesson, all righty? So that means he's going to go over the zodiac as far as the signs, the planets, and the houses. And he's going to go over keywords also, if I'm not mistaken, all in Moorish Latin, all righty, or what is contemporarily termed Spanish, all right? All righty. So with that being said, we're going to have a really awesome time with that, guys. I think you're really going to really, truly enjoy yourselves, right? So just want to say and honors as always to Prophet Noble Drali, all righty? El Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, doing religious corporate activity, being Prophet Noble Drali. And, for those of you that may not comprehend what that is a very rich statement, and, etymology and studying and really getting a hold of who Prophet Noble Drali really is. Get a hold of the Holy Quran and the 101 questions for Moorish Americans. And, you'll just see how the apple pie tastes yourself. Just because I'm saying man, this is delicious. I can't expect you to go, yeah, it sure is, or no, it's not. It's like, I don't know. You see if it suits your taste buds, I guess. All right. So anyway, with that being said, Brother Benjamin, peaceful greetings, bro. And I see you're in. Are you ready for me to spotlight you, bro? I can bring you on Insky if you're ready.
Not yet, bro.
All right. All righty, Islam, indeed. So my bro is just kicking it in the background with my other device here. We're gonna right here and share from immediately. Let's bring this chart up, guys. Let's bring this chart up. Share the screen. Hit share. Boom. Shakalakas. All righty. So here we go. So here. All righty, Afro tighty. All righty, so yes, I do have this chart here. I could simplify it, but for right now, we'll simplify it for those that may think this is busy or complicated. I read the celestial longitude and pay attention to where things are, right? And then I see where the house cusps are right here on the outer rim. And yeah, I know I'm looking at essential dignities within the sense consciousness, right? Because Egyptian is, one who is in sense consciousness, or one who is, a servant to sense consciousness, so to speak. However, that's not, saying anything negative. Prophet Noble Ali is the Egyptian adept, right? Professor Drew, the Egyptian adept, right? So one who has mastered those energies pertaining to sense consciousness. That's how I see it in my heart of hearts. All righty. That's exactly how I see it. All right. So, however, with that being said, guys, let us continue. The ascendant that's on the rise right now. All right. It's Leo. So the sun there in the, and it looks like it's in the 8th house, right? Because if we go here, 4th house is at Scorpio. So Taurus would be the 10th house. Let's see if that's correct. Let's go 1, 2, 3, right? So that's 12, 11. Okay, that's 10, that's 9. But it's sitting here in 8, right? So 9 is there, right? So 8th house is here at 3 degrees, right? Pisces, 56 minutes. Alrighty, so with that being said, we see now the sun is there in the 8th house. So if I just gave a very brief numerical delineation for the sun's placement here, it's giving you that 5, 12, 8 energy, which is creativity, spirituality, and inheritance. So, when it comes to things on the rise pertaining to our creativities, pertaining to children, if you guys are, there's a couple out there enjoying themselves currently right now, maybe you guys are at work, maybe practicing making children. You guys stop that. Somebody's working on a race. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. Improv, right? Impromptu improv. Anyway, I'm actually just enjoying that because that's funny to me, actually. However, anyhow, with that being said, though, however, we are bringing an inheritance there. So what if there is an office romance, so to speak, and there's a child that comes from that? It's a very strong possibility with this as a placement. One may look at the 8th house as, a means of when you're relating to others, because at the workplace, which is the 6th house, there's this communication pertaining to shining the light, on expanding the institution with someone that's there, that's close and local. A lot of activity in that 8th house where we're, having death and rebirth, so to speak. Some creative energies there. So the creative energy pertaining to the sun is there. Maybe it's a good time too. Maybe some people are allowing themselves to take a little rest. Maybe they're laying back as they're listening to this presentation. All right. And the laying back portion is here, right? On the internet, right? Laying back, 7th house, right? The Aquarius is setting. So maybe people are just, maybe watching and or listening to something on some form of electronic device as they're allowing themselves to relax, coming from whatever activities they had partaken in.
Totally Benjamin.
Earlier. What'd you say, bro?
That's totally Benjamin.
That's totally Benjamin right now.
Leo rising, sun in 8th house. Benjamin.
Wow.
Getting up from listening to brother on the phone. Yeah. That's all. Yeah. No, bro. I'm just waking up low key, so yeah.
Yeah, well, bro, yes, because you be, working
different
types of hours. So your hours.
I was just giving the testimony for that. I was like, Leo Rising, 8th house, like, well, they is definitely talking about me. Just giving like the testimony, like that's real. I'm really a Leo Rising. I really was like, laying or whatever, and looking on my phone, like all that was real. I was like, oh.
That's what's so funny is I was not really even thinking, like I was just, you already know how I do, bro. I'm just really just letting the energy just kind of be the energy, you know what I mean? Just I was like, wow. Right on out. So anyhow, though, but yeah, man, I appreciate you bearing witness to that. Yeah, Islam. No, I appreciate you bearing witness to that, because just looking at it, man, and just looking at, if we can go around the whole zodiac, we go and see how if I'm not mistaken, though, Mercury would not be ruling the 2nd house right now. Mercury will probably only be ruling the 11th house, actually. So it's interesting because I'm on line with my brother, right? 11th house, again, naturally deals with Aquarius and Uranus contemporarily. However, Saturn, first and foremost, and Saturn is there in Aquarius, ruling the 7th house, of course. However, you know, with that 11th house type energy and just kind of thinking about that, let's see where Mercury is, of course, in the 8th house, right? So it's interesting with my brother, right? Mercury is brothers, right? On the internet, 11th house, the area pertaining to electronics or sharing things with the collective. So a way to electronically share collectively is via the internet, which is very 11th house energy also, where you can share the values from some essential things, right? Because 10th house is values. So the second house to the 10th house is the 11th house. All right. So now the wealth gained from electronic sharing collectively comes from how we have set our status and our values. And with Uranus interestingly in the 10th house, it just kind of shows that the values of some natural Uranian energy is coming from, you know, those values being expressed electronically. Those values may be radically expressed from those before us that may have expressed their values pertaining to their nationality and birthrights in other forms, maybe not as shouty. However, you know, if those out there discerning Prophet Noble Drew Ali's literature pertaining to the oral statements and prophecies, I know it's also termed the hadiths. So hearsay is inadmissible in court, therefore we are to rely on discernment. And, you know, it's just like, I do think this is something that Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought us that we can shout about intelligently. All righty. And so let's continue to shout in the way that we're doing, especially here in this impromptu improv. All righty. So let's move forward and just see that, you know, even Venus, you know, ruling, all right, from Aquarius also, right? And just, you know, just briefly, you know, even from the 6th house, right? So now you just have this value and relating energy. However, the natural Venus would feel more not like herself in the 7th house. So now she's in a house that's 12th to a house that she's naturally in. So now we have to also account for the fact that, you know, there's some self-discipline in the workspace. So, you know, maybe that tension that I was talking about jokingly, but seriously at the same time, maybe some, you know, post-lunch dessert, so to speak. However, that love that's kind of there, when it's interesting how Venus is, you know, setting in the part of Eros, you know, the Arabic part, a lot of Venus, part of Eros is on the rise as well. Interestingly, very close to 19 degrees Leo, which is the back, all right? So it's just kind of like, you know, just seeing how even this, you know, Nemesis is here, which is the lot of Saturn, and then also Mars here, which is the lot of courage. It just really speaks like right here that even in that kind of energy that I'm just sensing pertaining to people, you know, maybe expressing themselves in areas that may be restrictive, maybe some kind of forbidden love, quote unquote, air quotes around forbidden. That kind of energy is like really kind of prevalent at this moment. I feel like people may also be finding ways to really maybe even discipline themselves with that, to try to ignore what's going on. Maybe you guys feel like there's this, I almost feel like it's kind of like this love triangle on the job type situation. Like, well, I don't want to say job, but for you people that may think the term job, that's what that was said for. Others that are exchanging their energy for compensation. Alrighty. Here is that house where that may be happening. So you may be finding yourself wanting to express yourself in ways with, you know, someone that's tied to the way you go about getting your finances. So maybe you're finding some ways to really do your best to exercise some discipline, to maybe take some time to think, you know, about that. You don't want to maybe, you know, wait till, you know, Mercury, Jupiter, Neptune, and the Sun are in the 7th house to make your decision if you guys haven't already made a move. All righty. So that's how Venus is bringing that energy to the 3rd house. All righty. Oh, so I did miss that. So Mercury, by the way, let me just see this. See that line is there. I missed that dotted line. So glad my mind said double check. So that is 3rd house. So 2nd house is on Virgo. So yes, Mercury is bringing that 8th house energy pertaining to communicating and servicing Those things that are maybe breath descended, people may be exercising, going for short walks. Maybe they're finding themselves wanting to exercise a little more as far as taking walks, especially with, where the sun is right now. I feel like it's pretty great outside. I guess here, near the Baltimore Corporation, it's not bad. Go outside, little windbreaker or a hoodie, and just kind of go for a walk. So I see that happening. Speaking of walks, by the way, what's on the subconscious mind and balancing oneself, there's the moon right in the third house. Speaking of walks with the second house, however, when it comes to that detail that I'm speaking about, where one may, find their values in exercising. Also, people may be, allowing themselves to, snack even right now. It's kind of interesting how snacks came to my mind. But maybe you guys are doing the whole, if you're not doing the walk or doing the exercise, you're like eating like some kind of nutrition bar. That really just came to my brain just now, like a nutrition bar of some sort. I don't know if it's like a granola bar, some Nutri-Grain bar, or something of some sort. However, third house, Libra, right? Finding some balance in the communication, though, however, coming from that sixth house energy. And again, the third house is 10th to the 6th. So, Venus is ruling from the 6th house over the, ruling the third as well. As the 10th house. So the third and the 10th. So Venus, when it comes to those values that are being expressed in your everyday endeavors, your everyday so-called quote unquote hustle, if that's how you want to look at it, and your entrepreneurial endeavors, where there's probably an open competition, so-called open enemy, and that's just your colleagues or those that are, the Burger King to your McDonald's. If you want to look at it like that, I'm not advocating for either one of those corporations. I'm just giving you an illustration of how you could be right there where somebody else may be sharing a product that you have. However, it's like, hey, focus on your Big Macs, let them do Whoppers. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of just what I'm saying, so you guys can just grasp it. So with that being said, you're able to really bring some balance in your subconscious mind when you're really allowing yourself to communicate those values on, when it comes to how you would like to stand at work, things like that. Instead of asking for the raise now, maybe you can just allow yourself to really compile and write down everything that you really think that you're worth. Or if you're thinking you're about to make some decision in business, you're going to make an investment, definitely just write down those things now, so you can really see what it is that you would actually want to do, so that you don't allow yourself to just go out and try and then end up failing. Make a specific goal, so that you can use this moment where your subconscious mind is allowing itself to balance the communication and thinking, even though it's doing that while ruling over the 12th house pertaining to self-discipline. And interestingly, the part of necessity here, which is usually the counter to the part of Eros, will just allow you to, for me, it would just kind of say, don't be an enemy to yourself, discipline, so to speak. All righty, like kind of, really don't allow yourself to be that, don't be an enemy to your own discipline. Mars is here also in the 6th house. So also actively, exercising some things that may just, seem sporadic, seem kind of out of the blue. If you're going to exercise those things at the workplace or within while you're, on the clock, so to speak, or while you're working, so-called from home, if you're going to do some different or extra activities that normally you don't do while you're doing it, just, be mindful of those things while you're home and allowing yourself to kind of kick back and reminisce while you're at home, while you're still also allowing yourself to get the finances that you definitely need to, get while you're, still allowing yourself to have the standing that you need at work. So if you're kind of, playing a video game, or you're kind of, booed up, your phone boning via text or whatever, that's cool. Just focus on your work. All right. Don't let that get too out of hand, because we can see right now that those energies there are going to allow yourself to possibly, you know, find a way. I don't want you being disappointed in how you're going to transform those things, because both Pluto and Mars are in that sixth house ruling over that fourth. So yeah, you know, I know you're making plans, you know, probably making couples plans based off of, you know, what you are, you know, what your resources are, what you're netting, either daily or every 7 days or every 30 days or so. And now you're mapping out, you know, these plans for a home and or moving together. However, stay focused on what it is that you're actually doing to maintain your standing, all righty, within, you know, the fast moving and maybe sporadic career that you've chosen. All righty. So with that being said, look at that. We're coming up on 4 minutes till Señor Jackson Bey is going to come in. I know he said he's going to be ready at that time. So I'm just kind of just briefly going around the zodiac, guys. You know what I mean? We're going to touch on Jupiter ruling over the 8th. Let's see this one more time. 10, 9, 8th house. Yes. Ruling over the 8th house, right? Is Jupiter, and it's ruling over the 5th. Alrighty. So 1, 2, 3, 4th from the 5th is the 8th house. Alrighty. So when it comes to creating, or when it comes to even that Leonian energy, is very 5 energy. And not to just, you know, it's speaking about that midday romance, as they say, or midday morance, right? Yeah. All right. So just not only speaking on that, but there's this kind of like fated relationship activity that's going on. You know what I mean? With, you know, maybe there's some restriction. Maybe there's, you know, some means of really allowing yourselves to exercise some form of discipline. Maybe you guys are allowing yourselves to really speak things out. That energy is really strong right now. It's not even me. I'm just like, trust and believe that. I'm not, well, you know, not that. It's like I'm not trying to convince you, but I'm just really just going off of intuition and insight right now. And someone's energy out there, if this resonates with you guys, leave a comment, you know, in the in the comment section or something, you know what I mean? Let me know if this resonates with you. However, let me go and check I was supposed to go and check the chat actually. Let's go and see what's going on here. Let's see who's all here. Brother Yusef, peaceful greetings to you, beloved brother Islam. Brother Ara, peaceful greetings to you. You're the words you always telling on me, laughing out loud. I'm about to have a little girl in August. Wow, are you serious, brother Yusef? Congrats, bro. That's amazing. I didn't know. That's that's amazing, bro. Amazing.
Little Leo.
What'd you say, Islam JL?
Said a little Leo.
Said a little Leo.
Yeah, in August.
Yeah.
August, yeah.
Yeah, if it's like definitely, yeah, before the Virgo transit, yeah, definitely. That's amazing. That's awesome. And again, happy holy / Venus degree. Happy holy space / Venus degree to everyone out there. All righty. Let me actually put that in the chat. Peaceful greetings, beloveds, as I always do, right? Let's see what we got going on. Yeah. All righty, guys. And like I said, very soon, I know Señor Jackson Bey will be joining us. He said, you know, he's been really taking care of his loved ones. So he's like, man, I haven't got much rest, but I'll come in for about a half an hour. So this is great. You know, guys, Señor Jackson Bey. What do you say, bro?
Going on. Yeah. Oh, my bad. I'm on the.
All right. That's playing back from another device. Got you. Sweet.
All ventures here.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So that's like, yes. So that's like amazing, right? To like, you know, just to go through the zodiac. And that's why I said, like, I really feel like that children energy or something like that, or, you know, something here. And it's amazing how Brother Yusef, like, bear witness. I know a lot of people like, oh, that was just random. Anybody could. I mean, yeah, anybody could have. It's just like, at the end of the day, energy doesn't lie. And it's not just like, some fad to say, ooh, energy. No, I'm just really recognizing that I'm very, very sensitive. And some things are just undeniable when certain impulses and flashes pertaining to these tendencies that I see in the chart just kind of happens. However, let's continue, right? As soon as Senior Jackson Bey comes in, guys, I'm just going to just, totally yield on it. Jupiter is where we were. Jupiter, again, Jupiter's there in the 8th house also, right? Ruling over the 5th and the 8th. So ultimately, Jupiter is in a house naturally. It's like, Venus. It's in a house that it's naturally 12th to, right? So, because it would be much better in the 9th house. However, in the 8th house, there's this self-discipline on the expansion. So yes, there could be ultimately, a means of, when it comes to the inheritance, those that may have a quote unquote nest egg, allowing that to accumulate even further, right? Allowing that to accumulate even further so that they may allow themselves to, be what is necessary in transacting for things in the future. For example, like Brother Yusef says, he has a Moabite mother ready to manifest in August, right? So that's another Moabite mother that's soon to manifest. So at that portion there, with that being said, there are maybe some things that may have been or are in a joint account instituted by both him and his consort, so that they are able to manifest things and materials in the future for their beloved, in whom they're well pleased, that is to manifest. All righty. So Senior Jackson Bey is here. Senior Jackson Bey is here. Yeah. All righty. Peaceful greetings to you, beloved brother Islam. All is well. Let me get some spotlighting going on here. All right.
All is well.
Indeed. Let me spotlight you first. And then I'm going to spotlight Brother Benjamin next, right? And let me stop the screen share here for right now so everyone can see Senior Jackson Bey. Peace and greetings to you, beloved brother. Namaste. I'm so glad that you're here. And we have, I was kind of let the people know that you've been, being a super, super champ and caring for your loved ones. So it's just like, man, you're just going through with your endurance. Once you're done, you're going to get some much needed rest, right? So that's what we're doing here. However, without further ado, this is an astrology lesson. Now, my thing is, just very briefly, since it's impromptu improv, I'm thinking like, while you're saying what you're saying, maybe if my computer processor isn't so slow in doing so, I can maybe whiteboard what you're saying. That may be possible, right? So, guys, again, I'd like to welcome you all to our Impromptu Improv, AstroCivics and Astrología with Senior Jackson Bey. Again, I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey, and with me right now, again, my magnificent brother, Benjamin Bey, and my super duper. And the reason I'm saying it like that, because guys, this is 4 years you guys been seeing Senior Jackson Bey. Like, that's major, like, because that is consistency in your children seeing someone that now you guys are about to go, all right, let's get a little more. All righty. So again, to my magnificent brother, Senior Jackson Bey, also, man, I just want to welcome like everyone here so that you can enjoy this moment, because I'm even going to go back and take notes. I already know I am, man. So this is going to be great. All right. So let me shut up and just bring this screen share up. No, I'm kidding. All right. So let me bring up this whiteboard, and Senior Jackson Bey, it is all on you, my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased. Islam.
All right. So I think one thing that would be beneficial if you could draw the wheel, and I'm going to go through each house, the corresponding planet or planet/celestial bodies, the sign, the ruling sign of each house, and the basic keyword or keywords for each house. And then I may throw in like the maybe like the avatars, because not all of the signs are ruled by particular or have an animal as their, I would say, avatar.
Correct.
So yeah, I'll probably throw that in there as well. But yeah, definitely just the houses, planets / celestial bodies, keywords, and again, many of these terms that you all hear. And first of all, saludos a todos, peaceful greetings to all. I'm Brother Señor Jackson Bey, and yeah, I'll be remiss if I didn't greet the family out there. Yeah, many of these terms that you hear will be cognates. Cognate is a word in one language that resembles or sounds like a word in another language. Okay, so many of these terms will be cognates. Also, which is why astrology is so important, and I think it facilitates learning Spanish because you'll see so many parallels in the spellings of words and or the sounds of words that it'll start to click. And I think most people have, I know everyone has heard Spanish before, but I'm assuming most people may have taken a Spanish class, even if it was decades ago. And again, we're going to go through the 12 houses, corresponding planet / celestial body. And I'm just going to get started with some cognates or some terms generally that I'm going to say throughout this portion so that you all can just get a little familiar with these terms. Okay. So I'll say the house number. House in Spanish is la casa, or we can also say el hogar, which is house.
And what was the other term?
El hogar with an H though. HOGAR. Yep. Or we could also say el domicilio, which is a cognate.
Like the domicile.
Exacto. Now, typically when again, I'm giving these cognates just so we can expand our vocabulary. And again, these are things that we already know. I'm just helping you remember, okay? We already know this. I'm just helping you remember, just put it back together in your mind. So typically when we hear house or you look at the house system, it's gonna be, you'll see the word casa, okay? You'll see the word casa. Entonces hay 12 casas, 12 houses, okay? You'll also hear possibly el sector, like the sector, which is just a slice of that pie that we're looking at, okay? So that's for house. Then we have planet, which is el planeta. And again, look at these words. Some of them, you just add one letter to the English and there you have the Spanish term. And and for celestial body, we can say el cuerpo celeste. El cuerpo celeste. Perfecto. Sign is el signo. El signo. The English word sign with an O at the end. Again, look how many cognates we see. Okay? A lot of cognates. And again, I'm just helping you remember this particular language. We already know this. I'm telling you, we already know. We already know. All right. So now what I want to do, because in my opinion, the most effective way to learn Spanish is just to hear it spoken and to try and respond in Spanish to the best of your ability. That way you can start to assimilate, okay? One more term would be the keywords or the keyword, la palabra, which means word, clave, la palabra clave, that means the keyword, la palabra clave. Yep. Okay. Bueno, vamos a empezar con la casa 1. La casa 1. El signo que se rige es Aries. Aries.
Oops, pardon me.
El planeta que corresponde es Marte. Y la palabra clave, el ser o yo soy. El ser significa en inglés the being or the to be, as Brother Hasan said. I think that was last week when we went into that, right? Was that last week?
Yes. Yeah, I thought that was amazing. I was like, wow.
Yes,
El ser, que significa the being, the to be, because ser en español significa to be. Es un verbo que significa to be. Y el animal es el carnero, que significa ram. Bueno, el carnero. La casa número 2. La casa número 2 es Tauro.
I try to do Canero. I try to do, but they can sound it out. C-A-N-A-A-R-O. ¿Sí? Canero.
C-A-R-N-E-R-O. Correcto. Carnero. Almost like carne, meat. Carnero, ram.
Got you.
But carne, flesh, which, again, if we look at el ser, bueno, cuando la mente se convierte en la carne, when the mind becomes flesh. Una conexión. Just a connection.
Oh, man.
Just a connection to make.
Yo.
Just a connection to make.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And that's the first chapter.
Right. I know, right? This is chapter
Yo.
one.
Again, we're just gonna go through the basics, but we can really get, you know.
Yeah, that's all I want. You said you had a half an hour, man. I ain't gonna even do your thing. I'm excited.
Okay. Bueno, la casa número 2 es Tauro. Exacto. El planeta que corresponde Venus. La palabra clave, las posesiones y los valores. Las posesiones y los valores. Las posesiones en inglés significa
posesiones. Lo siento.
No problema. Y los valores significa values. Bueno.
Am I spelling this right?
Es P-O-S-E-S-I. Solamente una S. So I think it looks like you might have C. Is that a double S there? Should be one S there.
That's what I thought. I was like, hold on. All right. Posesiones. That's why I said if my processor allows me to do that. But okay, las posesiones. I think we all got that. We got that.
Exacto. Y el animal que corresponde con Tauro es el toro. The bull. El toro. The bull.
Just underline that. Pero T-O-R-O.
Perfecto, exacto. T-O-R-O.
Tauro el toro.
Exacto. Tauro el toro. Bueno, la casa número 3. El signo es Géminis.
Let's see if I can get this. Let's see. I think I got this.
Sí. El planeta es Mercurio. Sí, Mercurio. La palabra clave es la comunicación.
Doble N.
Muchos cognados. A lot of cognates.
Doble N.
Indeed.
¿Cómo? I couldn't hear you. Una M.
Sí.
C-O-M-U-N-I-C-A. C-I-O-N.
Hold on 2 seconds. This thing keeps switching on me. C-I-O-N. Okay. C-E-O-N-A. C-O-M-U-N-A-I-C-A-C-I-O-N-A.
Exacto. Con acento sobre O. Comunicación. Con el tilde sobre. Exacto. Perfecto. Y no es un animal, pero Los gemelos significa twins. Los gemelos. G-E-M-E-L-O-S. Como Géminis, gemelos. The twins. Sí. Así es el español. Me encanta el idioma español.
¿Es
I love
correcto?
Spanish. Sí, correcto.
Really? I spelled that right?
Creo
I
que
spelled
sí.
that right? Wow.
Sí, correcto. Los
Wow.
gemelos. ¿Sí?
Okay. All right. Sweet. All right.
Bueno, casa número 4. Entonces, Aries es casa número 1. Tauro, casa número 2. Casa número 3 es Géminis. Casa número 4, Cáncer. Con acento sobre A en cáncer. Cáncer. Exacto. El cuerpo celeste o cuerpo celestial, lo que sea. La luna, que significa moon, la luna. Y la palabra clave, la casa o el hogar o el domicilio, home. ¿Sí?
I like El Domicilio.
Me gusta
I like-
también.
I like
Me gusta
El
también.
Hogar. El Hogar. I like El Hogar.
Yeah.
Hogar,
Hogar. Yeah.
It's really close to Hagar,
mm,
Mm.
right?
exacto,
Yeah.
exacto.
Domicelio.
Exacto, domicilio. Sí, domicilio.
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 So y'all, don't be making fun of my handwriting online. Y'all talking about it's slapping. No, you try to write with this pen tablet and run a few, programs at once while you're streaming. It's
Es
a little
muy
challenging, but I ain't
difícil.
complaining.
Es muy difícil, sí. Muy difícil. Y el animal que corresponde con cáncer es el cangrejo. The crab. El cangrejo.
Mm.
I'm just gonna write it for the record just one time. Let's see. El Can. I'm gonna sound it out. It sounds like you're saying El Cangrejo. That's what it sounds like you're saying.
Perfecto.
For real?
Exactamente, exactamente.
Hey yo.
Exactamente.
Wow. Well, at least we know my phonetics is intact, right?
Señor, ustedes ya saben. You already, that's why you already know.
Islam.
I'm just helping you remember.
Indeed.
I'm just helping you remember. Okay. ¿Dónde estamos? Caso número 5. Número 5. El signo es Leo. El cuerpo celeste es el sol. The sun, el sol.
Whoops, pardon me.
Y la palabra clave, la creatividad. Creatividad. Exacto. Exacto. Y el animal que corresponde con Leo es el león. El león. The lion. El león. Con acento sobre o en león. León. Muy bueno. Sí, acento sobre O. Perfecto. Muy bueno.
¿En el signo?
Leo, a veces lleva tilde, pero no necesita. No necesita. Sí, no necesita.
All right.
Exacto. Bueno, la casa número 6. Virgo.
Whoa. Give me 1 second. All right.
No es muy fácil escribir en la computadora, ya sé. It's not easy to write like this.
No, I'm sticking with it though.
No es fácil.
Indeed.
No es fácil.
No es fácil. Muy difícil.
Muy difícil, sí. Cierto. Bueno, el planeta es Mercurio.
Oh.
La palabra clave, la salud, health, la salud. Y el servicio. El servicio. Service.
Good. I got it.
Y espero que ustedes están reconociendo que hay muchos cognados. Muchos cognados. So many cognates.
Indeed. Indeed.
Y
Virgo. ¿Correcto?
Virgo, sí. La Virgen. La Virgen. The Virgin.
La Virgen.
La Virgen. Pero con la letra exacto. La letra E-N. No I-N, E-N. Virgen. Exactamente. La Virgen. Exactamente.
Cool. I like this.
Muy bueno. Ahora, casa número 7. Libra. El signo es Libra. El planeta que corresponde es Venus. La palabra clave, el matrimonio. Y la asociación. La asociación. Puedo decir también la sociedad. You can say la sociedad también. Pero la asociación es como partnership. Sociedad, partnership, society. Bueno. Porque la palabra socio en español significa partner. Bueno, socio significa partner. Entonces, en la palabra asociación, podemos ver sos. Bueno, sos. We can see that root, la raíz. Bueno. Y el avatar es la balanza o la pesa, which means scale. La balanza, la pesa. También podemos decir escala, pero en ese contexto no. La balanza es perfecto. Balanza con la letra Z, no con S, con Z. Z como Zuri. Exacto.
La balanza.
La balanza. Porque la letra S y la letra Z tiene el mismo sentido, el mismo sonido. Igual. Same sound. Same sound. Mismo sonido. Bueno. ¿Qué más? La casa número 8. El signo es Escorpio.
Whoa. Let's try that again. I'm going to try it from up top. Let me try it from up top. Let me see.
Bueno.
Let's go from here.
Perfecto.
N.
No necesita. No necesita.
Sí.
No necesita. Bueno. ¿Dónde estamos? El planeta que corresponde es Marte. Y tradicionalmente Saturno, ¿verdad? No, Plutón. Plutón. Marte y Plutón. Exacto. Y la palabra clave, la regeneración, es una palabra un poquito largo. Un poquito larga. Regeneración. Muy bien, con acento encima de O. Generación. Bueno. Y la muerte. La muerte. ¿Qué significa death? La muerte. Y el animal o insecto que corresponde es escorpión con la letra N. Escorpión.
Or no.
Sí, exacto. 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 Muy bueno. Casa número 9. El signo es Sagitario. ¿Sí? El planeta que corresponde. Júpiter. Júpiter con acento encima de la letra U. Júpiter. Y la palabra clave es la exploración mental. La exploración mental. Es una palabra un poquito larga.
I'll put EM for right here, and I'll put it right there.
Perfecto. Funciona bien.
Oh, hold on. No, that's right? One S, right? In this case, not C, right?
Correcto, pero es exploración.
Oh, exploración.
Sí. Exploración mental. De la mente. Y es muy interesante en mi opinión porque mente significa mind, but we see men in mind. ¿Por qué? Somos mentes, because we are mind. Pero la casa, el animal que corresponde es el centauro, the centaur, que es medio humano, medio caballo. Half human, or half man, half horse. Centauro. ¿Sí? Medio, no media, medio. Perfecto, medio. Y medio humano. Entonces la letra H y U antes de mano. Porque mano significa hand. Humano significa human. Muy bueno. Perfecto. Casa número 10. El signo Capricornio. El planeta que corresponde es Saturno. Y la palabra clave, la profesión, la carrera. Exacto. Y profesión lleva tilde sobre la última O. Exacto. Profesión. Es una cosa gramatical. Acento. Lo siento. Exacto.
Sí.
Exacto. Y el animal es el chivo, o podemos decir
¿Es correcto? El chivo.
el chivo, o podemos decir la cabra también, la cabra. ¿Qué significa goat? Cabra o chivo, exacto. Bueno, la casa número 11. Y una cosa muy rápidamente yo voy a decir. Cada palabra que termina en sion es una palabra femenina. So one thing you'll notice is that all words that end in sion en español son femeninas. They're all feminine nouns. And they all carry an accent over the O. So anytime you hear a word that ends in sion, and we can see the suffix that it corresponds to in English as well, with a group of suffixes that sion corresponds with, okay? Just a little grammar tip, little sprinkle that in. Bueno, ¿dónde estamos? La casa número 11. Bueno, el signo es Acuario. Acuario. El planeta que corresponde es Urano. Y tradicionalmente Saturno. Y la palabra clave, el deseo, la esperanza. El deseo es como wish o hope. La esperanza, la misma cosa. Desire, bueno. Hope, wish. Y el deseo.
¿Se deseo?
Deseo, con la letra S. Exacto.
Is that it? Deseo?
Deseo, no Y. D-E-S-E-O. Deseo. Exacto. Deseo. Y bueno, el avatar que corresponde con Acuario es el que da agua. El portador de agua. The water bearer. O el que da agua.
Again?
The one.
El. You
que,
said el.
Did you want me to do the portador? Or yeah, el que da. No, you're good. Then after que, separate word. Da.
You saying da?
El agua. So remember, guys, one thing that I think I mentioned it last week is because Spanish has more words per message, some things would just like that is literally the one that gives or bears water.
Right.
So that's something that you'll commonly see in Spanish. Like even if someone's translating something, sometimes there'll be a lot of words in Spanish to communicate a short message in another language.
That's all.
Am I going off the wall with this one?
Perfecto. El portador del agua. Perfecto. Exactamente. Exactamente.
El que da el agua o el portador del agua.
Exacto.
Sí.
Exacto. Almost like a porter, right?
Sí. Sí.
Bueno, la casa número 12. El signo es Piscis. Exacto. El planeta que corresponde, Neptuno. Y también Júpiter, ¿sí? Exacto. La palabra clave. Bueno, la palabra clave es la inconsciencia o deshacer. Deshacer significa like undo. Inconsciencia es un cognato. Muy cerca. En vez de la letra E,
Aquí.
la letra I, exacto.
Sí.
Inconsciencia. No, la primera E. La primera E. The first E. Inconsciencia. Y después de la segunda C,
Aquí.
sí, antes de la segunda C, so before that, la letra S. Entre N y C. In between that N and C.
In between
La letra S.
Oh, got you. Got you. All righty. Let's do this.
También podemos decir lo oculto. Lo oculto. The occult as well. También. Lo oculto. Exacto. That which is hidden, right?
Sí.
Exacto. Y el animal o avatar que corresponde es los peces. The fish. Los peces. P-E-C-E-S. Exactamente. Perfecto. Perfecto. Y bueno, aquí están las 12 casas, los signos que corresponden, los planetas o cuerpos celestes o celestiales que corresponden también, a las palabras claves y los animales si tienen un animal. Es todo.
Gracias, brother. Gracias, hermano. Hey, yo, I'm tripping
De
how.
nada, no hay problema.
I'm tripping how I actually comprehend everything you say.
Ya sabe.
Hey, yo.
Hermano, ya sabe, ya comprenden. You
Wow.
already, I'm telling you all, you already know the language. You already know it.
Yo, I'm sitting here like, as I'm writing, I'm like, how do I? All right, forget it. Just keep going. But I'm like, yo, it's even the way you're saying it, bro. I'm comfortable to just be like, Okay, man. It's like I want to try. I don't feel intimidated, bro. This is awesome. This is really, really good, bro. Like, this is great. I really thank you, bro. Like, I'm almost in tears over here. How like kind of cool that was, man. That was really cool, bro. That was really cool. Anybody else? Brother Sean, Brother Benjamin, Brother Terrell.
Preguntas, any questions?
That was it. That was inspiring indeed. It's very, you know, again, you make it very, you just make it comfortable. Let's just put it like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's more, it just clicks when you put it in your, you know, in your way of teaching, so to speak. Islam.
Gracias. And no hay
Islam, yeah. I'm just gonna go back and go through and study it. Yeah, it's just great, you know, just to not come from how we, you know, we're taught to speak, you know, speak and talk, where now we're coming back not into, you know, our mindsets, our mentality, our nationality and birthrights, but our language as well. Islam, I yield.
Wow.
Gracias.
El Mercurio. I was just trying to get a list for the people for the recording, because, you know, we're erasing as we go along. It's only but so much space on the whiteboard. But however, I trust that I wrote as much as I can, you know, and what we're sharing here. And I thank you so much, brother. I just want to say, okay, just Mercurio. After that, it's...
Pero no necesita él, solamente Mercurio. Mercurio, no el Mercurio, solamente Mercurio.
No el Mercurio. No el. Got you.
Exacto.
Para el sol y la luna solamente.
Correcto. Sí, el sol, la luna, tiene razón. Correcto.
Got you. Islam.
Sí. All right.
Entonces, para los planetas, no necesita el o la. Para los planetas no necesita. Solamente Mercurio, exacto. Venus, exacto. Marte.
So no Martes? Marte? You say Marte?
No, Marte significa Tuesday. Marte significa Mars.
Got you. Indeed. Marte.
Sí, Marte.
Marte, Islam.
Oh, Marte.
Sí, Marte.
¿Acento?
No acento.
Sí.
No acento.
Sí.
Earth is tierra. Tierra. Exacto. Tierra. Exacto.
¿Una R?
Dos R's.
¿Dos R?
Tierra.
Tierra.
Sí.
Sí.
And that's another thing that we'll understand as we learn. Once we master those vowel sounds, A being A, as in taco, A. E being E, as in quesadilla, E, quesadilla. We could also use quesadilla for I, quesadilla, E, quesadilla. Bueno. We could also use taco for O, taco. O, A, E, I, O. Y finalmente U, U.
¿Cómo se dice vowel en español? En
vocal,
latín,
la vocal.
La vocal.
La vocal.
Para vowels.
Exacto.
Wow.
La vocal, sí.
All right. Amazing. See, and Prophet Noble Drew Ali, see, let me, now, you know, like I said, hearsay is inadmissible in court. However, I do have the oral statements and prophecies. It's called the Hadiths. And guys, we're about to wrap up with Senior Jackson Bey. I just wanted to see if I had them close. I thought I had the oral statements and prophecies pretty close. I thought I did. Let me see. There they are right here. And I'm trying to see which number it is, if I'm not mistaken, about, it's best that we learn Spanish. Like, if we were to learn...
Is it like 63?
I think 63
I know Brother
was
Sean found the last time.
magic. I think
I think it was like 90, 94 or 92.
Yeah, I think Brother Sean did.
91.
Mine was 94
Mentioned it
on my
last time.
paper that I had. It was a Canon.
Let's see. Yeah, I can't. I'm drawing just for right now, but I'm looking for it. But it was written. It was a short one too, so it's easy to kind of point out. But it said if the language that we need to learn the most would be, he says, and I quote, Spanish. Well, at least it's recorded in this book. Sometimes people take hearsay out of context, so we're left to discern the best we can with our own spirit pertaining to discernment to see what gems we can get out of it so that we can better ourselves and better our character in the process. And I just wanted to see, and I trust that I will see it before we say our salutations to Señor Jackson Bey. I just really wanted to see where Prophet Noble Drali had said that, at least where it's recorded, let me say, in the book, Oral Statements and Prophecies of Prophet Noble Drali, Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali. So give me 2 seconds. Nope.
Y muchas gracias por escribiendo, dibujando. Muchas gracias, hermano. Many thanks because I'm telling you all, it is not easy to write it's not easy to write digitally. I'm telling you all. I know. It's not easy. No es fácil. Para nada. No es fácil.
You must be patient. How do you say ¿Cómo se dice patience in español?
Patience, la paciencia.
La paciencia.
La paciencia.
Muchos.
Mucha paciencia. Cierto.
Sí. All right. Well, maybe I'll post that as a post just to see so that we can do that along, when I do some recording or whatever, or we go to, share this out, and I'll find that quote, quoting the Oral Statements and Prophecy as it said here in the book, Oral Statements and Prophecy. I just wanted to see which number it was where it says we were to learn a language to learn Spanish, and it's there. It's just I'll wait till I find it before I go and do my posts of this video. However, like this for me concludes the Impromptu Improv. My thing is I wanted to bring you on if it's necessary for a third time, the third and final time after, because it will be after vernal equinox, right? You did 2 presentations prior to vernal equinox, right? So now I'm going to bring in the natural new year with you next Friday. And I think if we can, and this is just off the top of my head, just, I guess, whatever you can do as far as going, I guess, a little more in on what it is that you do with your curriculums, how people can possibly become a member of some sort and, learning via the curriculums that you're, putting together. Like, I want you to go in on that. I'm not sure if I'm wording it correctly. All I know is that you're like Robert Kiyosaki says, build business systems and then have people run them, so to speak. So you're like having these systems, these culturally responsible, erudite systems that we're terming curriculums that you're building, correct, for the sake of bettering our loved ones across the planet. So I think that's what I would love for you to go in on next Friday. It's because you know what you're doing, and I just want you to just share it with our loved ones. And if it's only for another half an hour at 3:40, guys, at 3, when Señor Jackson Bey is coming through, 3:40. All righty. You thought Brother Terrell was time czar. Oh no, Brother Terrell. I don't know. Señor Jackson Bey might give you a run for your coin, man. He's like, 3:40, you're not there? Okay, all righty. Let's see you guys later. All right, see you next week. Like, all right. All right, well, with that, guys, I'm going to yield the floor, and I'm going to find where in the Oral Statement and Prophecy which number it is, and I think that's the right one, where it speaks on, where Prophet Noble Drali speaks on if we were to learn a language, or the language that we would learn that we need to learn, most is Spanish, and I'm just not seeing it. It's funny though. I came across it last night as I was, looking over it and reading it. However, it is what it is, guys, and we'll share that when we share via our social medias on TikTok and Instagram and all of that or whatever. So any last comments, questions, and or suggestions from any of my magnificent and beloved brothers in whom I'm well pleased? And that's all of you that are here. Any other questions, comments, and
brother Señor Jackson Bey. Appreciate you, bro, for sure.
Definitely, bro.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias. Muchos.
Well, indeed.
Well, we will be back next Friday, which is, if I'm not mistaken, because today is the 18th. So 18 plus 7 gets you 25. Right? So we will be back with Senior Jackson Bey next Friday for Impromptu Improv. And he's going to go in on his culturally responsive erudite systems termed curriculums that are set up so you and your little ones can learn one of many original languages, so to speak, and pertaining to Moorish Latin. So with that being said, you all, let me stop my screen share so that we can actually say our salutations to everyone. And what I would like to do, I'm going to say my Islam's peace and loves. However, I would like Senior Jackson Bey actually to close us out in Moorish Latin, right? Let me bring all my bros in though. Hold on. Let me see who I don't have in here. Let's see. Let's bring in Brother Terrell. Let's bring in Brother Benjamin is there. Let's bring in Brother Sean is there. Let's see. Brother Sean doesn't have the camera on. So that's fine then. Unless you want to come in, Brother Sean. Once, going twice. How we doing there?
I'm getting ready, bros, to go to the other part, but
all right, no worries. Then. He's like, man,
if I'm right,
top of my boxers.
Trabajo?
Yeah, I'm joking.
Is that right? Trabajo is work. ¿Cómo se dice trabajo? Trabajo, sí.
Exactly.
And one little year Spanish paid off. In high school.
All righty, guys. I'm going to say my namastes, my Islams, and peace and loves. However, I'm going to have Senior Jackson Bey close us out effectively in Moorish Latin. And I yield to you, my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased. Islam.
Muy bueno, Islam. Muchas gracias a todos. Ustedes cuídense. Y muy bueno. Saludos de paz, salud, amor. Es todo. Muchas gracias a ustedes.
Paz y amor. Islam, paz y amor.
Oh, that's
This was so fun. I'm so tickled.